Now, I put down there the creative economy is basically an economy of failure. And by that, I don't mean that it's not going to work. I mean that in a creative economy, a creative ecology, we fail more often than we succeed. And anybody who doesn't accept that simply hasn't thought it through. Yes, but I think that the creative economy is more competitive than, let's say, manufacturing or a service, a traditional manufacturing or a traditional service economy. I think there's more capacity, there's more opportunity, and there is, in fact, more failure. And we have to accept that. We can't skirt that. If we skirt that, we get back into the repetitive economy. Now, I'm going to talk about 6 indicators of the creative ecology. The ones in red are copied over pretty much from straight ecological thinking. The ones in white are sort of, they're there as well in ecology and in science, but they're not quite so pure ecology. But they're equally important in understanding the creative ecology. The reason I chose ecology was that I was realizing the creative economy was not a big enough concept. I was wanting to bring in the way people have ideas. I was wanting to bring in complexity theory, chaos theory. I was wanting to bring in not just cities, but also the internet. Because we talk about city ecologies and we talk about online ecologies, and I discovered that very few people working on cities were actually up to speed with what was happening on the web, and vice versa. So I was looking around some sort of established scientific discipline that would help me to understand what I do when I wander around Detroit, when I wander around Shanghai, when I wander around London, and try and have ideas. What's going on there? Peter mentioned I'm a director of a film company. The diversity principle is very Darwinian stuff. Very Darwinian. But Darwin only goes so far in looking at the creative ecology. Because what we are good at, or what we are remarkable for, is not our physical characteristics, which is what Darwin was so clever about. What we are remarkable, astonishing, extraordinary for, is our ability to create culture. And culture is not inherited. Culture is shared. The governor was outstanding because she seems to understand what this creativity business is all about. Very few politicians get it. And they don't get it because it's really difficult. It's really difficult for a politician to understand this. Politicians find it very easy to commission a bridge or a road or build a school. Infrastructure. Infrastructure is very easy for politicians. They know what it is, it has a budget, it has an outcome. Once the outcome is finished, you can get on to the next thing. Creativity is a bit weird. It's very subjective. There's never really an outcome. Everybody disagrees about it. It's very personal. How can politicians support that? Where do they put the money? And what happens if they put the money into something that fails? Because, as I said, the creative economy is mainly about failure. It's very easy in my country to fund a building. It's very, very hard to get the politicians to fund the people to run the building. And that's the quote I want to end on. It's a quote from time on about. It's set in Rome in the 5th century BC. And William Shakespeare simply says, what is the city but the people? And it seemed to me that what the mayor was saying, what the governor was saying, was about Detroit, was the past is fantastic. The architectural heritage here really is fantastic. It's just completely wonderful. But she correctly is staking the future of the city on the people. And that is precisely the right thing to do. And I was so glad when she said that. Thank you very much indeed.